West Ham's history and part of the club.
Yeah, totally, man. And you're right. And obviously,
consider the inconsistency in team selection still.
Can I just say, not only that,
My name's Jake, not Jane. Has got school. Actually, Jake.
You could pass for a Jane.
Actually, I haven't.
You could pass for a Jane.
I'm off.
Remember, we're all doing that in front of him. We're all buying.
Good evening and welcome back to the West Ham Network for your match day ratings. We have come live to you straight after the Europa League game. We've been doing show after show after show for you this evening, and we thought we'd bring you the ratings nice and late because we've got loads of content coming out over the next couple of days. Matt, you still buzzing, mate? Are you buzzing?
I am, mate. It is like, it's mental, isn't it? To think that, like, are we just a good team these days? Is that like acceptable thing to say now?
Are you scared to admit it?
Yeah, like it's not a West Ham thing, is it? Like it's.
No.
But like I've been through my Twitter and I've seen like Crystal Palace fans like I'm saying they're genuinely.
Is that how you feel? Is that how you feel?
Oh, mate, yeah, 100%, 100% Moyes. No, I've got like Palace fans being like, you know what, genuinely jealous. Like of how buzzing we are. It's not a normal thing for West Ham, but maybe it's a Moyes thing. Moyes has changed us, and now it's just like we're a good team.
Yeah, you can say that again, mate. Now, as we know, Jake, young Jakey boy, usually does the ratings show, but we have show after show coming on to you over the next coming days. So we thought we'll get the ratings out to you as soon as we possibly can. And then we can concentrate on the next game, which is going to be the Manchester United game. So, of course, we've got a poll in the chat right now. If you don't know that, there is a poll going live right now, and you can just click on that and let me know what you think the ratings are of the players. We will ask you to put it in the chat as well, and we'll go through it comment per comment. But, Matt, let's jump straight into it and go into Mr. Fabianski. Rate him out of 10. Go on then, mate. Fabianski.
So I think this might be the lowest rating I've given, but I gave him a 6, and that's not a slight on him. He just didn't have to do anything. Like, he didn't do anything, did he? Like, in fairness,
he didn't have anything to do. Yeah,
his kicking is always questionable, like his distribution. But I remember there was a save I thought he made it. He didn't when the guy in the second half dragged it wide. He had that bit of like a dribble in the box. And then there was that one kind of late on when they got down the back and put a ball across, and Fabianski caught the cross, dived out when the player was stretching to reach it. Apart from that, like those two things, when like one of them he done his job and caught the ball, one of them didn't have to do anything. Apart from them, I don't remember him actually having to do anything like at all. So when I say it's a 6, it's. I spoke about this with Jake last week, and we and Jake decided that, you know what, when the game kicks off, everyone basically starts at a 6 rating. Like that's like the start rating for a game. And since he's basically not done anything, I've just sat on a 6. Like, it's
fair play. It's a fair point. I mean, like you said, Matt, he didn't have a lot to do. To be fair,
let me jump in quick because I've seen something. I can see a couple of comments coming up. I could sit here and give everyone a 10 rating, which is what they probably deserve. But the show would be over in about 4 minutes, and it wouldn't be worth watching, would it?
Well, no. No. Yeah, I know. Listen, it's a fantastic performance, etc. Clean sheet away from home. Zagreb, tough to do. However, I don't know if everyone would deserve a 10, but I get it. I get the concept of the show. So let's go and see what everyone else is saying in the chat. Listen, I mean, I'm learning all this off of young Jake. Where are we? Where's the first couple? Well, let's go and see who's in the chat first. We should do that. Rhonda and Tony Tanti, morning all. Can't watch this morning. Great win, and how good did the shirts look without the Betway in the front? So many changes in the second half. It became a friendly game Was that West Ham United or Argentina? Matt, who was it? Who are we watching?
West Ham, obviously, we're better than Argentina, clearly.
What a night, brimming, absolutely. Father Snowman, did they not have sponsors' names on the shirts? No, they didn't, because they weren't allowed to. Somewhere, somehow, Ray Winston is sat by pool watching an unstoppable boulder rolling past, mumbling, roasting, sweltering, West Ham, fucking lovely. Duzzy O'Day, the pure shirts were such an unexpected bonus and made it all the more sweet. What a performance. I am still stunned. Why no sponsor on their kit today? Matt, tell them.
It was Croatian law. Is that they got laws on, really strict laws on advertising for betting. So it's nothing to do with UEFA. It's just laws in Croatia. So I think the rest of the tournament, as long as we don't play in Croatia again, you might be all right. I don't know what other international countries are, but obviously the Premier League in England, at least at the moment, are really slack on their gambling advertising laws. Obviously, they can't have it on the kids' kits, but obviously in Croatia, you can't have it on an adult kit. So, yeah, it was them. Down to them, fair enough. Makes the kit look nicer without that massive white box on the middle of the shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, mate. Let's go and see. There's loads of people in the chat. So, hello, good evening, and thank you for joining us. Let's go and see. Jake, you look really tired. Yes, he does. NWO saying 10 for every man tonight. Absolutely. Yes, Fo, why not? It's a feature. Let's go for it. Try it. Hit that feature as well. Father Snowman saying definitely a 7. So are we doing your job now? False Easy is saying 7. NWO is saying 10. James Bong saying Fab's another clean sheet 8. Clean sheet 10. Hold on a minute, Fo. You're jumping the gun here. Let's just hold off.
He's doing a snare. He's like wrapping all up in one go.
Yeah. 7 + 1 for the clean sheet. Yeah. I mean, you know, maybe he does get an extra point just solely for the clean sheet, Matt. And you know what? A keeper does play a role back there. He's got to communicate and talk to his team. So maybe you were a little bit harsh with the 6. What do you think? Matt, win a few prizes and your ratings stink. Happy Amaret. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Anton, solid impression, 8 rating. Listen, I could even do better, but I've got a tickly throat, so better not. So just keep the comments coming in, of course, as much as you can. So we jump on to the next rating, Matt.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, that was obviously Fabianski. So thank you very much for giving us your rating. I think it is time to go on and discuss Mr. Aaron Cresswell. So, Matt, Cresswell kept his position in the team. There was a few changes today. So, give us your rating for Aaron Cresswell.
I've given Cresswell a 7. I thought it's weird because I thought he had a solid game, but I thought he actually had quite an easy game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they didn't really do their research very well. They spent a lot of time trying to run Fredericks that you're not going to win. There's very few players on a football pitch that are going to out-sprint Fredericks. But then they never really tried running Cresswell, which I thought was a bit... I don't know, I thought it was weird. But his set pieces seemed to get a bit better. His set pieces were better today.
Yeah.
He was actually beating the first man. We were getting balls into the box. His crossing was a bit better. I'll give him a 7. Again, though, it's a bit weird because like Fabianski, he wasn't really tested.
He wasn't really tested. It really wasn't that side that they concentrated on through the game at all. Really wasn't.
If you had if they'd done any sort of research on us before the game, as a scout, I would have been like, attack Cresswell, get our fastest player and just get him to run at him because you'll get something out of him. Because that is his one downfall. He hasn't got the pace. But I don't know. Maybe they thought he was defensively better. They didn't want to try it. I don't know. Yeah, 7. Solid game.
Solid game. It's 50% of the people watching right now agree with you, Matt. It's 50% of them say that he did deserve a 7. Let me jump into the chat and see what everybody else is saying. People are still giving ratings for Fabianski, so let me just keep going there. Happy Hammer is saying boys were absolutely brilliant tonight. Up there as one of the best European away days in my lifetime. Come on, West Ham, the boys are doing us proud. Come on, you Irons. E20 Zone TV, Cresswell 7, good solid performance. Father Snowman, Chris 7. P Gad 7+1. I'm liking this 7+1. NWO Cresswell 7.5, I think. Is that what you're going to say? James Bond, Cress is 8. Kieran Devani is saying solid 7 for Cress. Toby Sampson is saying 7 for Cressy for me. Nice cheeky late show. No worries, mate. Toby, I hope you're keeping it safe and well as well. I meant to ask you that earlier on. I was trying to dig out still, as we normally do. But yeah, Matt, you've given him a lovely little cheeky 7, so good on him, mate. He deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. Let's move on the next rating, and that is Issa Diop. Right, go on then, mate. Let's rate Diop.
I've given him a 7. I'll be honest, I was pleasantly surprised at how comfortable he looked. I must admit, I'm only giving him a 7 because I think more of that was down to Zouma leading the line.
Right, okay.
But I think me and you have said before that like Zouma needs someone to, Diop needs someone sometimes to tell him what to do. And, you know, that's what Ogbonna end up doing sometimes. Whereas I think Diop in himself, we know he's good in the air. We know he's got the good athleticism. There was a couple of times he jumped in and missed the tackles and like Fredericks bailed him out. But on the whole, I think he's actually, maybe he can start finding a bit of form again because he seems to drop. He seems to like hit a bit of form and drop again. So maybe this could be the start of him finding his form again. Maybe he can make a good partnership with Zouma. Maybe that's what he needed. But I thought he had a solid enough game.
What I find really interesting, though, is most of the people in the chat who took the poll have said he gets an 8. 43% of people said he gets an 8. Now, I think I'm going to disagree with you on this one, Matt. I do think Zouma was a helping factor today. However, I felt like any time that they did come forward, it wasn't just Zouma that was capable of getting the ball and stopping the attack. It was equally Diop's responsibility. Also, what I'll say is when Diop got a hold of the ball, he looked confident on the ball today.
He did.
Now, and I think that was a big difference. So yeah, I mean, I'll let you have him a 7. It's your show, so. Don't worry about it. I mean, chat normally agree with me anyway, so you know. Yeah. Well, let's have a look and see what. Too strict. So. Yeah. Let's see what they all say then. Paul O'Brien is saying 7 for Diop. Father Snowman is saying 7. NWO saying 7. James Bong saying 8. Toby Sampson saying 7 again. No dramas, but didn't have too much to do. I just think it's a little bit harsh because he did get a clean sheet and he did perform well. Pigad 7+1. Zouma made him better. That +1 for the clean sheet. Yeah. Yeah. For Sheezy, Diop solid 7. Good partnership in the making. E20 Zone TV. Diop gets an 8. He works well with Zouma and helped being there with Zouma. E20 Zone TV, I take it, are you a channel? Let us know. I take it with the TV kind of element. That's what you are, so let us know. WHU 58, 7 for Diop. Zouma, 8.5 or 9. Oh, no, we're not doing Zouma yet. So I've got to Zouma yet. 5-star man. Jump the goal. Yeah. Where is it? Matt, you're being tight again, mate. That's from Dan. Apparently, I always am. So you know. God, everyone's. I don't want to see. What's this? We can't see the graphics. It's a blank screen, lads. What graphics? Can you not? What graphics? Let us know if you can or not. Right, that's your ratings for Issa Diop. So I think it is time to go on to Mr. Debut Man himself, Kurt Happy Zouma. Which, by the way, that is an amazing middle name, isn't it? Happy. Love it. Go on then, mate. I've given him an 8. I thought he was one of our better players today. I not being funny, I've liked Dawson, but I think literally on this game alone, he just played his way in front of Dawson. We spent a long time in the window trying to get a centre back, and Moyes on over other players like Milenkovic. And he put his foot down and said, no, Zouma's my number 1 target. He's what I want. And you can see why. He
he looked better than a lot of players on that pitch. As in his defence, his tackles were brilliant. He led the line. He was a leader, to be honest. He was the one that was controlling when we were stepping up, when we were dropping back. Anticipation to get in front of players and win the tackle. Bringing the ball out as well with his feet, the calmness he had. Yeah, for me, I mean, I've took myself up thinking I should have given him higher than that, but I give him an 8.
I can't disagree with anything you've said. I think the comment you made there about leader, like, listen, when we were linked to signing Zouma back in the summer, I genuinely didn't have him in my top 3 centre halves to bring in. But after one performance, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm not pleasantly surprised. I mean, I know he's a good footballer, but I just thought he was very good today and very dominating and looked like a leader. Actually, really looked like a leader on the park. I said to you earlier on when we done the match review that I noticed that several times we were getting out, and when we made a clearance, if it was him or someone else, he was the first defender to bring the line further up, to stretch the strikers, pull the defence further up the field, not having to sit so deep. And it's obviously something he's picked up from his career in the Premier League and European football. So yeah, good shout. I think he's a great addition to the squad. As long as Moyes wants him, I want him. That's the main thing. So let's go and have a look what everyone else is saying about Zouma. Zouma 9, in my opinion, solid, and I think he'll help Diop with some friendly competition. Toby saying Zouma an 8, not much to do, but he gets extra rating because he led well. They're on the wind up, Matt. Look, they're totally on the wind up. Paul O'Brien, Zouma 8, worth every penny. Foshizi saying Stato, you be you, brother, strict. Steve Hill was saying 9 for Zouma, looked class. WHUFC 8.7. Here we go. Here comes the points. Decimal points. Jazza, Anton, get a face palm for me. I missed the game. What?
Oh no,
what?
Mate! What are you doing?
How'd you miss the game, mate? I hope everything's okay though. If you did, NWO 9 Zouma definitely better than Donkey Dawson. Toby Sampson 8, instant leader. I think he can play with Oggy as well. Duzzy O'Dear 8. James Bong Zouma 9. P Gads 8+1 made everyone around him better. 8 E20. Zouma is man of the match, solid commanding and solid, makes the up look good and the leader for men, top class, and he needs to start. Now Dan72 is saying 8 is fair. Pat Mahone is saying Zouma is a future captain. Zouma unseen at Chelsea. Joan Zouma is a promising 8. So yeah, I think most people tend to agree with you there. Let's see what the poll came out talking about Zouma, and yeah, 53% of people voted for Zouma with an 8. So there you go, mate. There you go.
Got one right for once, yeah?
You what?
Got one right for once.
You did, mate. You did. Right. The next player to rate is a player that we probably didn't expect to be in the starting lineup today. But every time he does, he performs well. Ryan Fredericks. So go for it, mate.
I think, if I remember, because I'm actually just off my thing, I think I went for 7. Was it 7 or 8 I gave him?
Let me see here. Oh, do you know what? I've not put you one down. I've not put
you
your one down. So what is it? What did you go for?
I think I said 8. Yeah, I did. I gave him an 8. I think he was. I think everyone in general was really surprised. Not at how well he played. It's because he seems one of these ones that has up and down form, doesn't he? And he always seems to get in a bit of form and then gets injured again. But I thought he played brilliantly tonight, to be fair. I thought he didn't make many mistakes. He's covering runs for both the whoever's Vlasic and Diop. Made a couple of brilliant tackles. Unlucky not to score. He got up and down that pitch, much like Soufal all game. He didn't stop running. And they couldn't handle his pace. Maybe his injuries before him. Maybe he can't play 3 games in a week. Maybe he can't. But in this situation where we're playing 3 times a week, maybe he has given Moyes the thought now that he can split the workload. He hasn't got to burdened Soufal with playing every single game. Fredericks has shown, look, give me opportunities, using me in the right way in the right games, and I'll give you a good performance. I thought he played very, very well. Like, I normally say Johnson's in front of him, but I think he's maybe given... The performance tonight would definitely make Moyes think again, maybe about who's the backup, the rotation option for him.
Well, I don't know, mate, though, because I think what you've got now is just full-blown options. You know, recently, Johnson's not let us down. Recently, Fredericks has not let us down. So, or in the last times that they've played. So, but yeah, for me, I mean, I'm going to say I'm going to agree with you on an 8, but there, you know, you could question whether or not you could maybe put him up there for a 9, because a couple of times, mate, like you said, he got up there, he got forward, and maybe just the final third decisions about actually
if he
attacking.
That goal, he would have got a 9.
But if he'd got that goal, yeah, if he'd have just attacked, then
it would have been a few times when he sort of he like doubled back on himself rather than just like committing.
Yeah,
but
absolutely,
it was a brilliant performance. Probably one that people wouldn't have been expecting either.
No, 100%.
Like, I think that affects the rating as well. Is that people looked at him, would have seen him starting and gone, you probably get like a 6, 7 out of him, but you wouldn't expect the performance that he gave. So fair play to him. He stepped up.
Of course. Paul O'Brien saying Fredericks 7, best game for ages. Father Snowman saying 8, played well for a free transfer. Kieran Devaney 8, no drama. NWO 8 said this boy was good enough for the squad. Toby Sampson's given Fredericks a big fat 9. Definitely saw something sound all game, and also our best attacking outlet as a full back. Mandy G saying Freddie 8. Steve Hill saying please for Fredericks was brill, got to be an 8. Fredericks 8.5. WHUFC Fredericks man of the match 9. Foshizi Fredericks speedy 7, shows his track speed, could improve on his end product. However, yeah, absolutely he could. Fredericks 8, best performance in shirt for me 20 Zone TV. Joan Fredericks 9, did a great job and fast. Howard Ailes Fredericks should start Sunday. Should and maybe could start Sunday, but then you've got Vladimir Soufal. What do you do? It's options. We've got loads of games coming up.
That is it, isn't it? So it wouldn't surprise me if Soufal goes back in Sunday, but then Fredericks plays on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know, there's the options are there.
Absolutely.
And like I said, it means that Soufal hasn't got to play every game.
Yeah.
The Moyes can trust other players to fill it in. Yeah.
P. Gads is saying 6+1, missing that final something. Pat Mahone is saying he would have got a 9 if he'd have scored. 8 from me. GP's in the house, hope you're well. Serif 2, Happy Hammer. Freddie played very well. Jones saying we need Soufal against United. Vinay is saying Fredericks got a 9. Toby Sampson saying wouldn't mind seeing Fredericks in the Prem in a back 5 and maybe in a back 4 against the Leicester team. Vinay is saying Fredericks' shot was on target. He did his job. The keeper made a lucky save. So there you go, mate. I mean, quite a lot of people agreeing with you there. Let's go and see what the chat said about Fredericks. I did do a poll. I'm so delighted with myself. 46% of people agreed with you, Matt. 46% of people, the majority with number 8 for Fredericks. So well done, mate. Well done. It's not so. No one's been so harsh on you tonight. No one's been so harsh on you this evening. I think it's time to do the next rating, mate. So should we go for Tommy Soucek?
Yep.
Go on then.
I think I gave him 7.
Good.
It's, you know what? It was weird because last season Rice was the guy that sat back all the time, and Soucek was the one making the runs. Whereas we started to see more this season that Soucek has been the guy that's been sitting more. He's still making the occasional run, but I think he's now balancing the workload with Rice. Like, he's not having to make that run every time to get in the box.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, he always covers the ground. You know what you're going to get. He's a good tackle. He covers the ground. He puts good tackles in, breaks up the play. Useful in the air in both boxes. I think he was unlucky at the start of the game. He had a couple of corners where he might have managed to get his head on if not been like a fray of bodies in the way. But
yeah,
I don't think he had a spectacular performance, but I think he just had a normal Soucek performance, to be honest. All action.
Do you think that a lot of people have judged Soucek by and knocked him down a mark because he was so knackered at the end? I mean, considering, the guy does it week in and week out to the highest level, and tonight he done the same, mate. There were several corners that were coming in. He was first with the ball. There were several times he broke up a lot of play. There were several times not just Declan Rice, but him and Declan Rice were pairing up on players, on any form of breakdown player from Zagreb. You could maybe put it down to the fact that he's done his job already by the 80th minute. So he spent the last 10 minutes chilling out, really.
It's a thing for me. I think it's a shame that Lanzini got the booking and then made that tackle. I think if Lanzini hadn't got a booking in the game today, I think Lanzini would have played 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think with 10 minutes to go, you probably would have seen Soucek come off. But I think because of the Lanzini one, then Moyes didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like when he took Rice off, he probably was like, Rice or Soucek, I'll take one of them off for 10 minutes. But the thing is, we know what Soucek's like. He will literally, they'll fly back probably late tonight, probably get tomorrow off, and then they'll have to come in training Saturday, and he'll probably go for a run tomorrow anyway.
Machine, mate. Machine.
He is. And like Nigel said on the review, you want to see him knackered at the end of the game. That means he's put a shift in, and you'll always get that from him.
Yeah.
I think a 7. I think the 7 for him is that his standards are so high that when he just puts in performances, he's like, it's just a standard Soucek performance. Yeah, we'll give it a 7.
Yeah.
But if it had been someone like a common commentary had done that performance, it'd be like, it's an 8 or a 9. It's just the Czech lads have come in and given such high performances that when they just hit at that standard level, you rate them less because you're like, well, that's just their normal performance.
Yeah. Let's go and check and see what everyone in the chat's saying. Soucek gets a 7 from Father Snowman. Mandy G saying 7. He definitely needs a rest after them 3 games away. Was still decent, but he's more. But he has more. Soucek from Vinay, 7. He looked tired. NWO Police, 7. Looked knackered. Kieran Devaney, 7 from me. Still looks a bit weary. Toby said 8 for Soucek. We dominated all over the pitch, but that starts in midfield. He played so well with Rice. They're really evolving together. You can say that again, mate. Steve Hill, Soucek looks shattered. Think he needs a rest. 7 GP, 7 PGAD, 7 Rocksteady. Look tired at times. No +1 PGAD, no +1. WHU58, Soucek solid 7. Howard Ailes is saying he needs a rest. James Bong saying 7.5. Dan 72, 9. Well, come on, Dan, what are you doing?
He's doing his best Sell impression.
Yeah. E20's own TV, 7 Soucek, good performance, but needs a rest. And NWO saying he was dead in the last 10 minutes against Southampton. Toby Sampson, Soucek doesn't get tired. Look up his stats. I bet he covered near the most ground. He was a top runner in the Champions League 3 years running. That's a valid point, mate. It's a valid point. Let's see here where we are. Full Soucek, solid 7. Poor lad, needs a little rest. Could have been a good game for Crawl. Love Moyes taking the Europa serious. Toby Sampson looking knackered doesn't mean he is knackered. Antonio looks gassed after 30 minutes every game, but he still does burst in runs. He just looks like he's going to die when he does that. So, Joan, Soucek gets an 8, and the whole chat in general have rated Soucek as a 7. 53% of people agree with you, Matt, with a number 7 for Tommy Soucek. Let's jump into the next player, and that is none other than Captain Rice. One then.
I think he gets man of the match. I think I've given him the highest rating. He gets a 9 for the game. I mean, where'd you start on that performance? Even Moyes, I did catch some of the press conference, and Moyes just spent half the time bigging up Rice himself. I'm not going to go against the manager. Whose comment come up? It might have been Foes that him and Soucek between them just bossed the midfield. They did.
Look at that image. I love it. Honestly, it's one of my best favorite images I have saw in a long time. I didn't realise at the time because when we was watching it live, we saw him celebrating, and we saw, I think it was like the Zagreb captain started going mad at him. And I was like, what's he getting mad about? I didn't realise that he's literally doing that in front of that. What was that? The Ultras end. Standing in front of the Ultras doing it. So yeah, fair play to him. But he mopped up everything, didn't he? He read the game. Any time we was on the attack and they were trying to clear the ball, he was recycling it. 9 times out of 10, when they were on the attack, he was breaking it up and bringing it forward again.
he was kept possession ticking over when we were on the attack. He was happily feeding, not just backwards, but forward passes. You know, people like to say he only passes backwards, but he had a good rate of passing. And, of course, then he finished it off with that brilliant goal, which, you know, people moan that he doesn't... Oh, I say people, non-West Ham fans say he doesn't offer enough going forward and he can't dribble.
He said he wanted to get forward a lot more this season in particular, and there you go. That's what he's done. He's picked up the ball on the halfway line and just drove forward and went for it, mate. And that's exactly what he's done.
Couldn't say enough words for like the way he played tonight. Like, you know, led West Ham into Europe on their first one. Got us the win. Yeah. Got us the second goal.
Yep. It's absolutely, mate. You can
100%. And forget he's only 22.
Yeah.
He's only 22.
That's scary. That is scary. Let's go see what the chat says. Paul O'Brien saying Rice 9, Schmiegel 316. Great team effort tonight. Everyone did their part. Father Snowman 9, GP 8, James Bong Deckers 9. Mark English says Rice is a 9. Mandy G 8+1 for that goal and run equals 9. Duzzy O'Dare saying 9. Vinay saying Rice 9. He scored and controlled the midfield. Kieran Devaney 9. Rice has to be a 9 from Joan. That goal. Wow. NWO 9 for the goal. Rice baby. E20 Zone TV. Rice 8. Great performance, top class, but Zouma man of the match for me. Henry Richards 9. Rice 9.9. 8 Gads 8+1 goal. Toby Sampson 9 for a young captain. Makalele is becoming Gerrard as well. Kwize Rusolenko 9 for 9. I hope there will be a quiz on him soon. WHU 58. Rice 8.9. Jordan Dare 7. 7? Come on, Jordan, mate. Howard Ailes 9. Man of the match, slightly ahead of the rest of the team. Best favourite stock butcher. I don't even know what you're talking about. GP is a defensive mid. He's not supposed to score goals. Yeah, but he has stated GP wants to get further forward a lot more. His value's just gone up a notch.
Where he was allowed to do it more. I think Phillips was sitting more.
Yeah.
And he was allowed to do it. And I think he sort of got a taste for it. And he's like, you know what? Now I fancy this.
Yep. Foles saying Rice baby 9. Magnificent. That goal was prime Yaya Toure-esque speed, power, and composure. 8. P. Gads is 8+2 goal and a clean sheet. So he gets a 10 for you, P. Gads. Steve Hill 9. Schmiegel. Zouma was solid in defence tonight. Do you know what? If Rice had scored 2 goals tonight, would you have given him a 10?
I don't know.
What about his performance tonight? Why did he not get a 10?
I don't give that many 10s, to be fair.
Why would someone like Declan Rice, who's a defensive midfielder who kept a clean sheet, who drove forward from the halfway line and scored a wonderful goal, celebrated in front of the Ultras, and broke up all of the play for 90 minutes? Why does this man not get a 10? That's a 10.
Yeah, probably should be a 10.
Are you going to change?
Yeah.
Have I convinced you?
I haven't done it many times, but yeah, go on.
You what?
Yeah, I haven't done it many times, but yeah, go on.
Right, good. I feel bad because I never gave people an option in the chat, in the poll, to actually choose a 10. But Matt, yes, you have heard it right, has said Declan Rice gets a 10. I think it is a 10 out of 10 performance. There you go. There's Moisey boys celebrating. Deckers deserves it, mate. He absolutely does tonight. I don't care what anyone says. I actually think if I gave people an option to put 10 in, people probably would have agreed with that. But 60% of the votes went for number 9. 3% went for 7, and nobody went for 6. But only 3%.
Why would you give numbers that low? Why is that even an option?
Yeah. Let's have a look and see what. Oh no, we were doing that, weren't we? We were doing that. Let me just keep going down. 100 million for Rice, not like Uncle Ben's. GP, I hope we don't lose his defensive ability, worrying about going forwards. Foshizi, if Rice had scored 2, 100% 10 rating, no doubt. But, there you go. 10 for celebrating in front of the Ultras. Colin Johnson, 10 for Deck. Paul needs to include the perfect 10. Come on. I know, mate, that was my bad. 10 is a bit generous. He didn't run the game single-handedly, but he did do his job to the highest of standards. And for a defensive midfielder, in my opinion, he did a 10 performance. That's, you know, I get it. I get why people were doing that. Mandy G should have just got a 10 for just celebrating in front of the Ultras. Does he O'Dare saying he is Lego? Okay, Rijikani, 1987, greetings from Zagreb. Apart from the Croatian clubs, I support West Ham. Good man. Like it. New fan, subscribe to the channel, please. Do we have a chance to win Euros? Possibly. If he assisted another goal, that would have earned the 10. If we give him a 10, will he stay? Then 10 from Duzzy O'Dear. You've got to stop calling Rice a defensive midfielder. That's so 2020. I know, mate, but I live in the past sometimes. That's the problem with me. So there you go. Most people are in a kind of agreement with you, mate. So let's move on to, I'm assuming Rice is your man of the match as well?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we've done Rice, we've done Soucek. It's now time to move into the other midfield maestro, the Mr. Fornicator, Pablo Fornals. Go on then.
I gave him a 7. I thought
He's really harsh times, tonight, isn't he? Everyone, he's really harsh.
Nah, look, the one thing you'll get from him, he done it again, was he absolutely runs his socks off. He covers so much ground for Fornals. And I just think, like, everyone takes it in turns. It always seems to be as well that we rarely get a game when, like, that whole three behind Antonio, like, they all play amazingly well. They seem to have found this. I don't know if it's intentional or it's just the way it's worked out, but they seem to find this way of, like, rotating round who's going to be, like, the guy that game, who's going to pull it on. And I think today wasn't Fornals' turn, but I think he was quite happy in the role he played, you know, out on that left-hand side, drifting in sometimes. Some good link-up play. He was unlucky with the shot in the second half. A bit of lay-up from Antonio. But, again, maybe... I've said this, maybe I'm putting him the same way I say to Soucek, that he's come on so much in the last 12 months that just the 7's like a standard for him now. Like, performances are so high that just a regular performance for him. It's like, yeah, it's another 7 for now. He's just done what he always does because he's becoming that reliable. But
yeah. And it goes under the radar a lot as well. Yeah. Sometimes in the games that he does, you know. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at some of the stuff. Oh, here we go. Here's another. We need to get rid of this. Put this one out. Gone. He's gone. Yeah. Should we go and have a look and see what everyone says about Mr. Fornals in the chat? Where are we? Toby's saying, who gave Fornals a 6 for crying out loud? Father Snowman saying 7. GP 7. Fo, there were a lot of giraffes in our team tonight. Nails 7. Happy Hammer is saying 7. Mandy G saying 7 for Pablo. Did what he needed to do defensively. P-Gads 7 for effort and tenacity. Park English 7.25. E20 Zone TV 7. Good performance, but that's it. Paul O'Brien for now 7 puts a shift in. Foshizi's talking about percentages. 8 for Fornals. Toby Sampson Fornals at an 8, but if we didn't get 3 points, he'd have got a 6. He was solid, which is a weird way to describe an attacking midfielder, but he is solid.
That's what I mean. He was reliable. Like, he didn't have a spectacular game. He wasn't the attacking focal point.
Yeah.
But like, he was obviously everyone's a different cog in the machine, and the machine everyone has to work for the whole thing to work as a whole. And did he do anything spectacular today? Did he was he the one grabbing the game with the scruff of the neck? No, but he done his job in the machine so that the whole thing worked. You know, if he doesn't do his job, if he doesn't do his attacking and his defending and hard work, then maybe Cresswell gets overloaded and they go on the attack. So, yeah, someone else's turn to do all the headlines today. He just got on and done all the ugly stuff instead.
Yeah. Yep, you can see that again. Fornals, he plays every game. He stops running. 7 tonight. He could have scored. Vinay saying solid performance from Fornals 7. James Bong, Fornicator 8. So consistent. Howard Ale 7.5. Where are we? Hit the like button from Happy Hammer. Absolutely, please do. Fornals was always solid from Steve. Fo is saying Fornals formulated 7 solid showing. What is more important to you, Premier League or Europa League? That's a question I'll ask to everyone in the chat. What is more important to you, Premier League or Europa League?
You know what?
Premier
I actually caught a bit of on YouTube earlier, TalkSport, and they had Darren Bent. Yeah, they had Darren Bent on this evening, And he was saying, he's like, if you look at the way the league has started with Man United, Man City and Chelsea and Liverpool, he was like, it's going to be really hard to get back in the top 4 this year. He was like, so if you're Leicester and West Ham, he's like, you should be chucking everything at the Europa League. He goes, because that is a competition you could genuinely win.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you win it, if we finished 8th or 10th, but won the Europa League, well, you get Champions League.
Yeah.
And if you finish 8th and you win the Europa Conference, because you can drop down into it, then you still get Europa League. So he was like, you should chuck everything into it. And I can see that.
Yeah.
I could see Moyes doing it as well.
This is why we have Stat One. He sometimes talks some sense and talks me round and makes me understand. And then I go, oh, well, okay, I'll back off the Premier League a little bit. I'm joking.
Well,
it's not that bad. I get it, though.
At the start of the tournament, we were joint. I think we were joint second favourites. I think Leicester, at the moment, Leicester and Napoli were both like favourites. I think we were joint second with like Seville or something.
Yeah.
So, you know what? You know what as well, right? Someone made a comment, I think it was either in this or it might have been in the review, that I'd rather be in Europe every other year and actually give it a go than qualify 6th every year to get in it and then just throw it away to fully finish 6th again to get in it again. Mm. You know, I'd rather give it a go, get knocked out in maybe the semis and finish 9th than get knocked out in the group stages again just to finish 6th again the next season.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Henry Richards saying an 8 for Fornals. Colin Johnson saying steady 7 for Fornals. Always works hard, intelligently. Alan Turkington 7 solid. E20 Zone TV. For once, it wasn't me. The Butler must have done it. Fornals done good. The Butler must have done it. The Butler. I know who this is. We all know who that is, don't we? Am I right? Am I right, Fo? Am I right? Are you right? 4 hammers, Fornals. I'm assuming, I don't know. If we win the Europa League, would Anton get a Stell tattoo? Stell get an Anton tattoo? Absolutely not. Smeagol 7. For Fornals, that is. Oh, there you go. You've got a new channel. I was wondering why you weren't talking. You weren't telling us. Where are we? Joan, top 8 with a win in Europa. Well, that's answering the all those questions.
Yeah.
So we've done Fornals. I think it's time we move on to the next player. Let me have a look and see who it is. Oh, it's Mr. Manuel Lanzini. Go on then. Nearly got sent off, mate. Nearly got sent off.
You know what? I think Nigel said it in the review, didn't he? Where he was like, the ref had 2 decisions to make on Lanzini, and he got them both the wrong way round. Like, Lanzini put in the perfect tackle, won the ball, the guy dived, and he booked him. And then Lanzini put in this tackle in the second half, essentially fouled the player, didn't play the ball, and the ref played on. It's sort of, I think Moyes might be slightly annoyed just at the booking and the way that other foul went, because I think on the whole he was probably quite happy with what he saw from Lanzini. He was getting stuck in, he was tracking back, he was doing the ugly side of the game, going when we were defending, but going forward, like we said about a few players before kick-off that might benefit more from European football, he was getting a lot of space in that number 10 role. Like, they were sitting so deep for vast parts of the game, especially when he was on the pitch. They were sitting really deep, giving him the opportunity to just pick the ball up, get into little pockets, play passes off, feed people through. And he was actually going to be. He was on the verge of having a really good game. Like, I think I've given him a 7.
Waiting for that. I was like, when are you going to say it? Come on. Yeah, it's totally joking.
I give him a 7. And I think he was going there. Like, but I think just them 2 tackles, and as well as that, I think the fact that Antonio got sent off at the weekend would have been in the back of Moyes' mind. And when he made that tackle, which, in fairness, looked like on first playthrough, it looked like he won the ball. And then you saw the replay and you're like, no, he didn't. Luckily, VAR doesn't award yellow cards, so Moyes, being a central manager, just pulled him off. But
Yeah.
up until that point, I thought we actually had a really good game, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's surprising again because he's one that's been up and down in and out of the team and in and out of form and injuries, but it was a promising 50-ish minutes for him.
48% of people in the chat agree with you, Matt, for rating him a number 7. Let's go and see what everyone says. Jones straight up there with a 6. Henry Richards says he's a 5.
5. Oh.
7 for Lanzini from Toby. He was all right, faded pretty quickly, but I was glad to see him putting it about a bit. GP 7. NWO 8 bow your head of shame if you doubted him. Kieran Devaney 6 for doing stupid challenge. Lanzini 7. Well, it wasn't a stupid challenge, to be fair. Maybe the second one was. But
well, the second one was. The first one, he actually won the ball.
Yeah. Vinay is saying 8 for Lanzini. Came alive in Argentina like top. And did some good tackling, showed passion. Do you know, I never even thought of that, actually. Yeah, good shout. Mandy G, 7 for Lano. Looked lively, but he slowly slowed him down. Toby, sorry, I'm getting stuck here. They're all talking to each other. Quizzy Ruselenko, 8 for Lanzini. E20 Zone TV. My butler made me do it. Anton Lanzini, 6 for me. Could have gone. Great sub from Moyes. It was. Howard Ailes, 7. Lanzini played well. Dazzy O'Dear, 7.82382930188428. Like that. Graham Lindsay, Lanzini, 6 for me. Smeagol, Lanzini, 7. Alan Turkington, 7 class, but needs to be more disciplined. Joan, I wonder if the ref found out he made an error in the first booking, so didn't send him off for the second. I think he possibly did. Happy Hammer went for a 7. GP saying we definitely can get to the last 8. Colin Johnson apparently getting the points before Christmas, then going to the knockout stage. Pgad 6+1 for his first game back and was good in his position all game. NWO let him do his job, not defending. Full Sheezy is saying Lanzini 6.9. A little rusty, showed glimpses and some moments of magic. Lanzini's liability, you don't do that on Lanzini is a liability, you don't do that on a yellow from Colin Johnson. So there you go. I mean, most people probably do agree with you there, Matt. So I think it's time for us to jump on to the next player. A player that we did see. We've seen a little bit. He came on as a substitute against Southampton, but started the game today, and it was Vlasic. One then.
No, I've given him an 8. I thought he looked lively. And I think the biggest compliment I could give him was that he looked like he belonged in that 3. Like you can see why Moyes has brought him in. Why Moyes spent the money, brought him in, obviously because he couldn't get Lingard. Because he matches the way the 3 behind Antonio play. He's quick. He's got a bit of physicality about him. He's very good on the ball, carrying the ball. He was a bit of a bright spot in the first half. You know, he was seeing a lot of the ball. A lot of it was going through him. He was linking up well with Lanzini. Couple of shots he was unlucky with, especially the one near the end of the half when it sort of was it a lofty cross into the box and it was like headed down to him and he smashed it, the defender blocked it. I thought he tired as the game went on, which is probably why he got subbed. But that's just him. But that's going to take a while to get that up to what the standard Moyes wants. You know, it did last time. We got lucky that we had like 2 months off of no football for Moyes could drill into everyone the fitness he wanted. Yeah. But with the fitness team there, it'll probably take him, I reckon, maybe a month to get up to like the fitness levels Moyes wants. But that's just how hard we work these days. But for the 70 minutes, I thought he looked a real threat and he looked like he caused them problems. They picked on him a lot, which shows you that he was doing stuff right. They always seem to be pulling him back, getting little niggles in, like trying to trip him up, treading his feet. Yeah. But I thought overall, it was a good performance.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Only 12% of people in the chat agree with you, though, Matt.
Oh, have I been too generous this time?
81% of people have said 7. Vlasic from Soulman saying 7. Paul O'Brien saying 7. GP is saying 7. Toby's saying I'll give Vlasic an 8. He's not short of confidence. Mandy G 7 from Vlasic, needs time to gel. Happy Hammer, Vlasic 7. E20 Zone TV, Vlasic 8, great performance versus the team who hate him, looked the part, and I want to see more of him really good. Does he dear? This is a rounded team we've had in my years, or am I getting carried away drinking silly? I think we all are, to be honest, and we're a bit worried about being this, excited about the team,
it's not right, is
it's
it?
it's not really stopped for the last 18 months. It's been a kind of continuing progression, and it's still happening, and we're just a bit like, what the fuck?
What's going on? What's going on? This isn't.
Alan Turkington, 7, gave the ball away, but inventive and worked hard. Howard Ailes saying 8, looked lively, needs time to gel and form relationships. Great signing. Joan Vlasic worked hard, tracked back, and for his first start, he was an impressive 8. Kieran Devaney, 6, gave the ball away a lot, needs more time to settle.
I thought he like 17% said they gave an 8, and then I got all these ratings come through, and they're all 8s.
GP Matt actually rating higher than the chat. James Bong 7.5. Vlasic, really not sure, to be honest. I think I'll give him a 6. WO Vlasic 7-ish. Colin Johnson Vlasic 7, so potential improve no doubt. Dan 72, what a topsy-turvy world. P Gad 7, he really wanted it, almost too much. Vlasic will come good quicker than Benny. Foshizi, Vlasic well deserved 7. It's time to acclimatise and gel with the rest of the team like Lem. Loves confidence, not afraid to take a shot. Dino 7, good for a debut. So much more to come. And there you go. And that is Vlasic. Let's go for the main man himself, Beast Mode, who got sent off against Southampton, but cropped up with a cheeky goal today. Time to rate the man himself, Mikel Antonio. Oh, wrong video. Let me just do this right. There you go. And then, mate, did you rate the man himself?
I've given him an 8. I think I should have given him a 9, purely for his tactics to make sure that he played today. He clearly wanted that Europa League. He wanted that record again for like the first Europa League group stage scorer. So he's like, no, I'm not playing Man United. I'll take the red at Southampton to make sure he played today. And he does what he says on the tin, Antonio. You know to an extent what you're going to get from him. It's pace, power. He will run all day. He will make life horrible for defenders, whether it's closing down or running the channels. He's very good and unique at the way he plays the lone centre-forward role. Like, he seems to combine a lot of different talents that other centre-forwards in that position do. You normally get the guy that's either big and bulky that will hold the ball up, or the guy that will run the channels. You don't, like a Vardy, you don't normally get guys that can do both. And to be fair to him, it was a brilliant bit of instinct for the goal. Like, I don't know if they underestimated the quickness of him because he is such a big unit. But he was rapid to beat that goalkeeper to the ball. It's a brilliant bit of closing down, and he obviously then quick feet outside the boot, just put it in the bottom corner. I thought he had another really good game. Like, who would have thought when we signed him, what was it, 6 years ago now? 5 years ago? Last season up to Park we had him, didn't we?
Yeah.
So going on 6 years ago. Who would have thought 6 years later he'd be
the main man?
The main man as a centre forward, right?
Number 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go and see what the chat's saying. 57% of people in the chat agree with you, Matt. Marking him at a number 8. 37% of people say he's a 9. Let's go and see what people are actually saying in the chat. Antonio, it gets an 8 from you, Happy Hammer. Alan Turkington, 8, bullied them. E20 Zone TV, Antonio 8, great pressing, great goal. Handful for the defence. Smeagol's 9. Father Snowman 9. GP 8. Jones says an 8. James Bong 8. NWO 10, first proper Euro goal in years. Paul O'Brien, Antonio 9. Mandy G 9 for Antonio. He was awesome off the ball today and he got the goal. Antonio 7, and his Antonio 7 says Antonio gets a 7. P Gads 8+2 goal and chunky thighs. You see this thighs, mate?
Massive, man.
Helen Ludlow, Antonio 8. Only scored 1. 5. Come on, Kieran. Toby Sampson 8 for Big Mikel. He doesn't get that goal a couple of seasons ago. Nobody can dare say he's not a real centre forward anymore. Father Snowman, Antonio, most improved right back in the league. Dan, Antonio gets a well-deserved 8, make trouble for himself and managed to get a great goal out of nothing. A20 Zone TV 2015. That's when we signed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. GP, I love how happy Antonio is. Absolutely. Antonio 9, unstoppable. Colin Johnson. Antonio 9, sniffed out a goal well. Antonio, astronomical 8. I've said for a long time Antonio's role up front is defined as an attacking, pressing striker. His knack of scoring is magnificent. And his come on leaps and bounds, great finish. Ryan Iron, 9 didn't stop running all night. Cracking my Y fronts. He is going to pull a hammy or something. Really do need to be intelligent with his playing time towards the end of games. Antonio, brilliant performance, but not 10 out of 10 like Newcastle game. So 8 for me. Come on, you Irons. Who is next then? That's us done the start 11. I think it's time to discuss the substitutes, mate. 5 substitutes today. So we won't do... I mean, I just want to really ask you, was there anyone that stood out?
I'll be honest. I could say bits about all of them. I thought Ben Ram done right when he came on. He came on and sort of played number 10 for a bit and then got pushed out wide. I thought when he played number 10, when he was playing that middle role, when he took over from Lanzini, that he played quite well. He showed more in that 10-minute spell than he did. He did in the game against Southampton. Obviously, Bowen come on, which I was surprised about, but gave fresh legs for Vlasic. I didn't think he'd play because I thought he'd play up front Sunday, and he sort of played the number 10 when he came on, which was a different role for him. But again, he looked quite competent there, to be honest, playing off of Antonio, which is a surprise, and again shows you how well the front line behind Antonio can move about. The position we've really seen Bowen play, but he played there quite well. And then you had 5-minute run-outs for Yarmolenko, Masuaku and Noble. I thought Noble looked like he really enjoyed it.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? He really did.
I think, and it's funny, because I think Masuaku was really trying to concentrate, probably trying to show Moyes what he can do. Yarmolenko looked quite happy playing it. He actually had some time on the ball and done a couple of good dribbles and passes, which I think... I thought he would have started up front if Antonio hadn't been fit, because I think the pace of European football suits Yarmolenko a lot better. But Noble, to be fair, he was just playing with a smile on his face the whole time. And he just he was generally loving life that we were playing in Europe. I don't know if you saw the video I saw on Twitter earlier of everyone coming over all the players came over to applaud the fans. And then they all left and Noble was just standing there on his own.
Just lapping it up.
Yeah.
Just takes, breathing in this moment. Let me go and see what everyone says. I mean, I do agree with you, mate. I think it was great to see. I thought Noble was probably the standout one, to be honest, for me personally. I don't know if it was because of the occasion, like you said, but we'll see. NWO saying Noble 10, legend. Smeagol saying Bowen didn't do too bad when he came on. Bowen looked good, brought good energy. E20 Zones TV, all get a 6, not enough time in games under control. Ben Ram is a legend. Yeah, you're right, though, mate. I mean, there's not enough time, but I thought Noble did.
That's why we just talk about not even ratings, because
does your dear Noble was Noble-esque. Nibble his toes with zeal, imperious. Mandy saying Noble looked great when he came on. Polls 10 out of 10. Toby Sampson, subs just saw the game out. Ryan the Iron, Nob's taking control, spraying it when he came on. Season pro showed it. Dino saying Bowen up top Sunday. Joel saying wasn't great to see 5 subs.
I know you're going to do it tomorrow, but in the press conference after the game, Moyes did speak about Vlasic playing up front.
Yeah, but let's just hold that one. We'll hold that thought.
But
wasn't it great to see 5 subs? Emir, fans poll, brilliant. Toby Sampson, 8 from Masuaku just because he winds still up. Subs, solid 7-0 cameo from Flo. James Bong says all the subs get an 8, race man of the match. Dan says Bowen was the best sub. Noble pleased to be there. Yarmo happy to be getting played. Brennan tried then sulked and gave up. Don't know who the other guy is. Sub 7-0, solid cameos. A20 Zone TV, I'll give Masuaku a 10 for Still. Hope Still watches this. And Jones says Masuaku looks sharp, to be honest. Next up, though, is the man himself, Mr. David Moyes, the manager. What do you give the man himself rating?
I'll be honest, I say I don't give him that very often, but he probably has to get a 10.
Oh, he gets a 10. Look at him. He's buzzing with life. Where is he? Hold on a minute. He's having a little wander around. He's like, come on, what are you saying, Matt? Yes, let's celebrate. So David Moyes gets a 10. Come on, then, everyone in the chat.
Let's just
Rate
think
him.
about it though. We said at half time we were comfortable. Like we were generally comfortable in that game. Fabianski didn't have to make a save. We probably should have won by more. But 2-0 was a comfortable scoreline. Our first game in a European group stage, supposedly the hardest game. Tottenham went there last season and lost 3-0. People telling us, oh, don't overestimate it. It's not going to be easy. Lots of people saying they'd take a draw. And for, what was it, about 3 minutes injury time? So we played 93 minutes. And I'd say we probably dominated 83 minutes of the 93. There was a 5-minute spell at the start of the second half and then a few minutes in the first half, like sporadically, where they looked like a half-decent team, Zagreb. Right? 4 minutes at the start of the second half where we had to like readjust our tactics. Moyes had to reshape the team because they reshaped from a 3-5-2 to a 4-4-2. No, it was a 4-3-3. And they chucked the centre forward up front and they peppered us for a few minutes. And then Rice got the goal. He managed the subs well as well, to be fair to him, which sometimes we have sort of moaned at Moyes for. You know, as soon as Lanzini made that tackle and got away with it, he pulled him off. Vlasic started looking leggy with 20 minutes to go. He brought Bowen on. And then he done subs with like 6 minutes to go just to finish, like, kill the game, disrupt it and make sure we saw it over the line. So I always say when I do these sometimes, I give him a higher rating than the players because the manager can only do so much. But everything he could do today, he got absolutely spot on. I can't find a fault in what he did today. Even at the start in 11, when we were like, oh, look at all the players he's picked, look at the changes. But the team, everyone he picked that he brought in performed above and beyond what he would have expected. Like everyone delivered that got brought in for the subs that came on. He gets a 10 today because that was you couldn't have asked for a better game. He could not have dreamt it better than it went.
Excellent. For anyone that's watching, if you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel. There is a little button somewhere down there. Just click that subscribe button. Also hit the thumbs up. That helps us, pushes the videos into the algorithm, all that malarkey. Please leave a comment as well. And also, if you are interested in becoming a channel member, then click the link I've just put into the chat there. Interested to become a channel member, then click this link. That link takes you to all the tier processes and lets you know what you get for your buck. Bang for buck. People are agreeing with you. 3 points, clean sheet, controlled the opposition, got to be a 10. Martin is saying Moyes got a spot on tonight, must be a 10. Substitutions were clear, game management even better. In my opinion, we tactically won the game even before it started. 10 isn't enough, give the fella a knighthood. So David Moyes was a nice ring to it. Serious 4,000 Crichton. Moyes the man,
Stratford.
the legend. I like this one though. Moyes the man, the myth, the legend.
The Mosiah, mate. That's what we said when we came back, the Mosiah. Right.
Moyes will be forever known as Big Dick Dave, I like that, absolutely. So this only really leaves us. GP, I will have become a channel member because I hope to see Anton put Still in his place. Last but not least, mate. Last but not least, it's the fans. Talk to me about the fans, mate. The people that made the journey.
100 out of 10.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable.
You know,
I wish I was there with them. I really wish I was there with them.
Like generally, if I had the spare money, I'd have like gone out this morning, regardless of had a ticket. Like I would have just paid that flight fare and just gone. It was unreal, and it'd be funny. I don't know if you've been on Twitter this evening. You saw the picture of the amount of Tottenham fans that went to Rennes, and they took about 200 fans or something. It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Might have been 100 fans. We sold more, didn't we? We sold the 1,100 out, and then yesterday they went back to want another 900 tickets, and West Ham were like, "Yep, sold all them as well."
Yep.
There's been little rumors of little bits of issues apparently overnight last night, but for the whole, by and large, I've seen videos like today from the fans coming out the stadium tonight, and both sets of fans were applauding each other. It's all been done in good high spirits, and look, it wasn't cheap for a lot of people. It's a couple of hour flight. everyone's now got to pay to get COVID tests to get back in. I'm sure some people probably stayed for a few days. I know if I was to find out there, I would have probably stayed for like the weekend. Maybe flown back Saturday night, Sunday morning in time for the game. But
look at this comment though from Dan: 7 for the fans, -3 for being such lucky bastards. So true. Smeagol saying fans 11 out of 10. E20 Zone TV fans will get respect in the world. Class from our fan base. Toby Sampson saying 10 for the fans, done us proud by all accounts. And that brings an end, mate, to our player ratings, match day rating show. So we are trying to see if we can do these shows in the back of a game. But I ain't gonna lie to you, Matt, I am knackered.
Mate, how many videos we done today?
I have no idea.
First video started at 4:30? The first video started?
Yeah, something like that.
That was even the first video of the day, was it? That was just the first live video of the day.
Well, no, the first live video of the day was at 12:30 today.
Rusty's lunchtime show.
Lunchtime live, yeah. So,
had your money's worth today, people.
Yeah, you certainly have. Listen, tomorrow or today, I should say, we'll have a lunchtime live. We should also have a press conference video. There will be a preview tomorrow night. We're going to go 2 days early for the preview. Oh, Matt's left me on my own, but I think that's just because the reception's dropped out. We will have a preview show tomorrow night as well, so make sure you tune in for that. And we think there may be, we don't know yet, but there could be a little cheeky daily in between that. There is also going to be a late show, but I may pass that over to Still.
Let's still run it.
Let's still run it and have a little chin wag as well, because I need to get asleep. So I'm coming down for the Man United game. I'm buzzing, but I'm going to be knackered as well, so I need to get some of the beauty sleep. Listen, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure today. West Ham walked away 3 points. First game in the group stages. In our
we can chuck out as well. We were the only British team to win today in Europe.
There you go. Yesterday. Take that.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yes. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay safe. West Ham are top of the league, Europa League. Unbeaten this season. We'll take that. And what is it? We're now, we've got Man United on Sunday. So Premier League's back. No Antonio, but we'll talk more about that in the preview. Thanks for watching. I've been Antonio, it's been Matt. Come on, you Irons.